Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar, Get Started with the new Yapla Newsletters feature. My name is Mathieu. I'm Customer Success Manager with Yapla. I'll be here today to assist Isabel, who works with CakeMail. I'm quickly going to introduce a little bit the interface of today's platform we're using. If we're looking at the interface at the bottom right corner of your screen, you will have the chat, the questions, and the polls tab. If you have messages, please send it in the chat. If you have questions, make sure to put them in the question section. This way we'll be able to upvote questions that are recurring for all the people present today. And I invite you to introduce yourself and mention what organization you're representing today. So on today's agenda, Isabel.
Yeah.
Yeah. On today's agenda, we'll be looking at engaging and retaining your community with email marketing. So let's get to know each other. Let's know exactly what we're trying to do. Let's look at the advantages of the new features that CakeMail is bringing with Yapla. There's a lot of them, and Isabel will be our pro today to explain everything that CakeMail allows us to improve with our system. We'll look at the steps we recommend to get started with this new feature and where to find the resources to help you get started. So with the presentation, we'll get access to different resources, documentation, videos that will allow you to get a hold of this new tool. And at the end of the presentation, we'll answer all of your questions. So Isabel, if you can maybe introduce yourself a little more and give us a bit of a background for what you're doing with us and what you're doing with CakeMail.
Perfect, my pleasure. So nice to meet you, everyone. I have the privilege to work with CakeMail for many years now. My actual title is Cherry-in-Chief, which means that I'm both in charge with making the team happy and working also with our customers, with our clients to make them happy. So it's like the most interesting part of this job. Today, CakeMail is an email marketing outlet. I have a little bit more information about it. So we're there for more than 20 years now, and we're offering an email marketing solution. And now we have the pleasure to work with the Yapla team to integrate a solution, a more powerful email marketing solution into their tool. So you have a bit of information here, but I will go through the interesting part. So unless Mathieu has something else to do, I will continue on this information.
Go ahead, the floor is yours.
Perfect, thanks a lot. So why CakeMail and Yapla? We want to bring more tools, more features, and more powerful and interesting access for your clients and for you. So we have a professional templates that you can customize. I will talk about this, about the brand, which is very important. Campaign management and results tracking tools, obviously. Configuration and personalization, you will see into this webinar. I will name personalization a lot. This is something that we truly believe it's important. AI enhanced content generation, which is a nice feature, and A/B testing and automation features, which are more powerful features that are available through the app. So to get started, I will just summarize it here, and then I will go through different things. So enable the new feature from your account. I will show you after the demo. I will show you where it is. You need to configure your brand color into Yapla newsletter account. Yeah, and then you can create a first campaign. It's what we will do today. We will see how to create a campaign. Then we have a bit of information about the synchronization with Yapla's contact, especially around managing the bounces and unsubscribes. And then if you have your own domain, if you're having your own domain, which many of you have, it's very important to personalize and to authenticate this sender domain. So I will talk a little bit more about this further. Email marketing essentials. So whatever tool you're using, what is the most important? Know your audience. Keep an up-to-date list. We're talking so much about list hygiene, which is so important. Define the objective of your message, one email, one message, and customize your email. So you create a special relationship with your readers. There's a lot of things to do also around segmentation of your contact. You're talking to different types of contact, members, donors, beneficiaries, partners. So you don't send them the same contact. It's important to identify them in your account and to send them the appropriate contact. Use the right language. If you're having a bilingual population, you can send emails that are triggered in English or are done in French to address those different population, and commitment to your NPO, obviously. So personalize, very simple things. How can we do that? We can do that in the subject line. We use here the first name of the person. We can use it in the pre-header too. I will talk to you a little bit more about the pre-header. And there's also dynamic text fields that you can use. This is the importance of using an up-to-date list. Obviously, you can use this for a first name, but the personalization of your content can go more further. Again, as we say, you can address two different types of population, and you can have specific elements that you want to tell them that are not relevant to some other. Tips for writing email, short, direct sentence. Don't forget, you receive email. You know we don't have much time. You need to be able to address them in a very simple way and have much more content, for example, on your website. So they receive a part of the information and then they click. We want them to click because it's how you know that they're actually reading your contact, they're interacting with your contact, and you know what are interesting them, and you can go further into the conversation. Help yourself with AI. I will show you a bit of things. Don't forget, include the unsubscribe link. We will talk a little bit about a case law. Two things you need to keep in mind. Unsubscribe is mandatory. You also need to address those unsubscribes. So if you're using Yapla Newsletter, we'll manage those unsubscribe for you. But it's important for you to get rid of the people who don't want to receive your content, because an unsubscribe is not harmful. A complaint for spam is. Dark and mobile can be tricky. Don't forget, we're opening almost 50% of the emails on mobile, depending on the population. Some of them it's much more younger people, much more than that. So we need to have a version that is complying with a mobile. If we're using a mobile, most of us, it's in dark mode to save the battery. So when we send an email, we need to check about those contrasts, about those content. Is the important content on the top? Is it attractive in both versions? So I will show you how to make it. And the pre-header can make a big difference. Why? Because if you're on a computer, if you're on a desktop, you will see that you have this line, for example, for the this is the object of your email, and this is the pre-header. When you're on your phone, which is the smallest screen, you see that this is the object and this is the pre-header. So it's very important for you to use this pre-header to benefit, so your readers will have more information. So you put the more important content at the beginning, and then you don't duplicate the content, but you complete the content with two different topic. If you have, for example, a promotion, put it here in the pre-header at the beginning. So people will read your email and will have already an idea of the promotion. Prepare your first campaign. So I will just jump into the Yapla dashboard. So here I'm in the Yapla dashboard. I'm in newsletter beta. I need to activate it. So I need to go into my profile. Maybe Mathieu can jump and help me into that if I'm not right. Oh no, I think it's in setting, huh?
Yeah, it would be in setting.
It's in setting, yeah. And then you go into the features, and then you go to external software, and then you just have to activate. So you just to move this little thing, and then the newsletter beta will be activated. So if I just want to go back, so into the setting, into the feature, and then you activate the little toggle into the external software, and then your account will be activated. Thanks, Mathieu. I was not that familiar. Then you want to access it. It's a newsletter beta. So you just have to click on it, and then magically you will arrive into your Yapla newsletter account. You'll see the user interface is a bit different. This is a different product. This is our product integrated into the Yapla setting. So here, this is me, my face, my account. When you will have your account, you will see you. Just a few things. Help. You just see if you click on this, it will link to all the help documentation, which is very voluminous, useful, interesting. You will find a lot of information about this. If I go into account, you will see I put already my logo into this, and I put some information. I will show you later why it's interesting. As a user, I have only myself for the moment that is using this account, but you can have more than one users. The sender. The sender is important for the moment. If you don't have a domain of your own, www.mydomain.com, you can use the Yapla domain for sending. It has been already authenticated, and this is ready to use. If you have a domain, this is important that you add your sender here and you add the information. Why? Because the more information the person, your recipient has before opening the email, the more safety and the more relation it will create. So if it's been sent by your company, by your name, and you recognize everything, this is a very good practice to use your own sender. Another thing that is important here, we have the suppression list. Here you can add when you're gonna import, and Mathieu will be there to help me into that if I'm missing something. But when you will import your contact into CakeMail, actually I will show you, they will be imported, all your contacts that are active. But if you have some contact for your newsletter because you were using the old system newsletter, if some of them are unsubscribed or have made complaints or everything, and they're not, or they're bounced, and you don't want to send them to those accounts anymore, you need to add their email here so it will be safe. In the suppression list, that means they're, even though they fall out, they fall into one of your lists, they're coming into your list, they will be safe because they won't be sent to. So the suppression list is something important if you were using the other email system that was in Yapla and you had some unsubscribed, for example, or some complaints and things that the person that you didn't want to send to them anymore. So this is under my profile. Users, the brand. The brand is something that is very interesting because actually I'm building. So, for example, I'm always using cake related topic. So I'm doing bakery sales for nonprofit to raise money. So this is my logo, and this is the colors I'm using. Why it's interesting? Because after those colors, and this logo will be automatically used in some of the templates that I'm using. So this is something that is interesting. You can take the time to do your brand, and after that, you can use it in different email. Automatically, your color and logo will be saved. So again, where we're talking about the cohesion with your brand, the with your brand. Sorry, here you can change the language also of the user interface, and as well as if you have people talking different language, they can have their own language. So let's see what we can do. We have different tabs here. So you have the dashboard, campaigns, automation, contact, and the forms. Let's see, because this is the thing where you're going to find the most difference if you were already using the other platform. Here, I have the templates. Those are my templates. Those are templates that I saved. And I have different templates, send campaigns, and as well as professional templates. Those templates, what is interesting is the design. Not only they're designed by professional, but also what is most important is templates that have been tested to appear appropriately in different type of browser and in different type of screen. So I was talking previously about the difference, like opening on an iPad, opening on a phone. So this is very important to have templates that will suit all those different environments. So I have different templates. You either have templates for different occasion or you have templates for different industry. What I like to use, since I like to have a brand cohesion, I will show you. So I will go there, and I'm gonna use what we call the smart template. They're called smart templates because they're using automatically the information from my brand. So if I'm going to use the first one, they have different types. So for example, you have a welcome, a seasonal, testimonial. So you have different type of inspiration. Let's call it inspiration. So big news, this kind of promotion. So let's use the welcome template. Sorry, I had a bit of issue with my connection before, so I hope it's going to be good now. Let's see. Voila. So sorry about that. I hope it's not too much of a pain for you. So voila. So as I showed you, I'm using this template and already my logo is there as well as my titles, the color of my buttons, and all the information that I wanted. So I will show you how to edit this type of content. So here you have 3 different columns. I will start by the one at the right, which is setting. So the content area, we always work with the 600 pixels. It's something that can be different, but I mean, this is the safe zone. And as I said, we don't have any control on which platform, on which software, on which tool the person will read your email. So I tend to be on the safe side all the time. So I have here the alignment, so left or center, the background color. You can change it. So this is the background color. I can change it if I'm into pink. I can also change it for any color that I pick into the tool, or if I have the number, I can change it for the number. Content area is a bit different. I will explain you later. So this is the 600 pixels. So this is the center. On the sides, you have what's left on the email. Voila. So I'll leave it clear. so it can be changed. The default font. Some clients are asking, can I import my font? Yes, but if the person at the other side doesn't have those fonts into their system, it will be replaced by another font. So again, I'm always on the safe side. I'm using fonts that are largely used into the system, so they will be available and your email will display like you want to. And the link color, I can also change it for something else. The pre-header. For example, join us for an hour of fun and learning. I can change it here. And this is easy because it's going to appear as, again, on the side of your email object. So if my email object would be, we have a wonderful cause to raise money for a charity, you need to find something that is a little bit different, and that will bring more interest on your email. So let's work with Join Us for a Wonderful Cause on this one, and we will work on something else for the object. Here, this is the rows, as the name says. So a row is where I will put my content. So you have different types. Again, if you go very small, it's going to become very difficult to edit, very difficult to display. You can pick whatever you want. What I do when I want to add a row, I just have to drag it here. And that means I will have 2 columns that have been added here. If I want to go, I will show you what kind of content. So if this is the title, paragraph list. So I have the choice also for email, button, tables, when you want to do the tables. And for example, you have to list something. For example, I would like to list all my pies for the event. I could use the table, the divider and spacer to make your email nicer. Social, I will talk a bit later. HTML, if you have specific code to add, but this is a functionality that you need to master to make sure that is interesting. Video. What does it mean? Obviously, we won't send the video content. What it will do is it will add a video block, and when you will add the link, you will add just the image of the video plus an arrow. So you can add this. You just have to add a YouTube or a Vimeo URL, and it will take the first image of the video. You can add a title, and you can change also the arrow. So it can be something that is interesting if you have video to share. For example, you have an event that was nice. You want to share the video with the people. Again, understand we don't send video by email, as well as we don't send files by email. We send a link to those files. Menu. If you have, for example, a very long email and you want people to easily access the different content on their phone, you can put a menu on the top so they will have a better idea of what's coming. GIF. If you're a fan of animated GIF, we have a bit of GIF that are free to use and that you can use as much as you want on your content. For example, if I'm using this one that is very historical, I can use it in my content. I will replace the video. When I'm using, I'm sorry, I will just go there. If I'm using some content, what I can do is I should add the alt text to describe it and to help the person when it's not displaying appropriately to see what is it. I can add a link to this image, and I can add as much padding as I want and different padding depending on where I want to use it. There's also at the bottom a line that helps you if you want to show it only. For example, it's something that is a bit complicated or visually not good in a small screen. You can, for example, display it only on the desktop and not display it on a mobile. So there's a lot of functionality for every content. So when you're clicking on your content, I will replace this content. So the video, I don't want it. So I just throw it in the little bin, and I will replace it by an image. I will show you because it's something that is used a lot, obviously. So I can have my own image. I can upload my images. This is always the best content, using your own images, obviously, so the people can see what's going on with you. But we also have free photo. So if you just need generic images, for example, to complete in a bottom, or you're making a contest and you're looking for images that are free to use, this is the same. So I can use this image. I put it in my library, and then I insert it into my content. I put a lot of padding into this one, so this is not in the same size. Since I have 2 columns, I would have to add padding to make it a little bit more interesting visually. All the text, you can change it by everything you want. You see, when I click on the text, there's a window that is opening there. So I can change, put bold, put different types of thing. I can also change the color if I want a specific color for this content. And I can add emojis also into my text. I can add images, again, different content. And I can change my titles for different things. My Get Started button here, I can add the URL, obviously, where I want it to link to, because it's a button, so I want to have some content that is linked to it, and I can make some changes. If I would need, for example, this paragraph, we have Write with an AI that is helping you. So, for example, making a fun bake sale to raise money. I will be just a little bit clear and invite people to so I can use the AI to help me generate content and to get ideas. So you can either use this content directly into this paragraph, or you can obviously change something, but it helps us. Sometimes you don't know where to start, you just have ideas. So this is a tool that you can use to generate some content. So it's very nice to use. If I don't want to use this block, I'm just putting it in the little bin. Or if I want to change it for something else, I can use the content and change it for something else. So for example, I have enough. I will get rid of this one, get rid of this one. Okay, something fun. Here, social media. For the moment, it's very important. Everybody has, so I can change the set of social media I have. Here, I can just add my account information. So Janine Desserts. I don't have a Twitter account, so I just delete it, but I have an Instagram account. If I have some other account that I want to add, for example, I have a Vimeo video account on my things, I just can add it here and it will be added. So I just have to add the information. What is nice is if I love this block and I want to add it in my different emails, I can save it. So I can add social media bar. And for example, Facebook, media, social, Instagram, save. So I will be able to use it in a different email. I will show you. When I go into a row, I can go into, and here in my saved row, I will be able to find my social media bar and to add it into my content. So you can use it for the saved row can be used for any content that you want to add. What I recommend is to add some information to be able to find it easily. So basically, this is everything you have. Two things I want to show you more is the preview. I told you about the importance of having a coherent design between different platforms. So here you have the desktop, if you have the mobile. Be careful, it doesn't replace a test because you really need to send tests with your emails before sending them. It's very important, but it does give you an idea how it displays in your different into your different platforms. So it gives you an idea while you're designing, and you can make some change along the way. So after, when you're going to make your test, you're going to be much more nearer than what you want to have. So I'm always using the dark mode on a cell phone because it's something that so many of us are using already. So voila. So here you have all the information. There's more, but I suggest that you really explore this. If I love this template, I don't love it, but I can save it as a design template. So once I have a design that I love, I can just save it and then use it after in different occasions. So here's my, let's say an email. So generate subject with AI is also something that can help you. We have some advice along the way, but support our cause with baked good. Look, this is almost perfect. I don't think I would have done better. Here, it's the title of your campaign in your software. So this is only for your information, because once you have like 25 campaigns, it's easier for you to find them while having a title that is explicit. Subscribers. So I have my list. I am Yapla English and Yapla French. And I can also, I will talk a bit on interest and segment. The from, very important to change it. You don't want it to come from Yapla. You want it to come from your own organization. And again, I told you, for by default, it's sent by Yapla. And you want to change same. You want to change the reply address. If not, it will be sent to Yapla, the no reply. So all the comments in exchange from your recipients will be lost. So this is important. You can either send it now, or you can plan it for a specific time. The example I'm always doing, if you're creating an event, for example, you can already create your, say, okay, so I'm going to send my first invite this week on Monday. I'm going to send a reminder next week on Monday, 3 p.m. And I'm going to send a last time reminder on Friday. And then the morning at 10 a.m., I will send the last moment, just come here with the indications where it is and everything. So you can plan ahead the whole campaign. So you can specify time to send, not only a time, but an hour. This is based on American calendar, but you can change your schedule here. If you're connected to Google Analytics, you can use the UTM parameters to look for your campaign results through your Google Analytics. So here, as I said, you have to send your test email. So I'm putting my address here and I'm sending my test. It's very important. If I had it, I didn't use it in my example. I told you it's important, but I didn't use it. If I use it, for example, first name or last name, I have them in my list. If I say, for example, hello first name, it will appear. It will show up. So you will be able to see it. And then when you will send the test email, you will receive the first of the list. For example, if the first person on my list is Selma, I will receive hello Selma in my test email. So don't worry, just because it takes the first one in the list. So for the moment, I will close that because I wanted to show you the contact. I didn't talk about it. One great thing with Yapla is it will sync your contact from the application. So if I have members there, I will sync them here, and I can add some more information about this. So if I'm using, for example, I have the different clients that are listed as different things, and I can use a list of tags from my different contact. How do I do that? I'm going here, and for example, I'm adding a tag, which is VIP. So those are, for example, more important tags that have been, so they're adding here. If they participate, for example, in my activity cookie swap, I have this tag also. If they're very important, they're VIP, and so I have different tags for different content. When I'm using my list, yeah, so the lists are adjust and they are synced. If I want to delete a contact, I will just show you, because when I go into a contact, I have all the activity. So I can see what email is been subscribed to the list, is been updated, and I will see all the campaigns that he has received also. So for each member, you have all this information. You can create in your list, I don't have much, but I can create a segment. So if I create a segment, for example, I can say, invite to the bake sale. So I want to invite in my list all the clients that has Troc de Biscuit. So the ones that have participated to my previous activity. Save and exit. And I will have this segment created. Again, sorry, there's a little bit of a, so I have an issue with this segment. Sorry, my connection is acting. So after, when I create my campaign, I will just go and show you. I can send my campaign. So I will go into my draft, and I can choose either the whole of my list or only this segment. So invite to the bake sale. So if I had, for example, 4,000 subscribers, and the invite to the bake sale as the Troc Biscuit, the cookie swap, I had only like 50 participants to that, I would have into this invite only the 50 participants. So this is very interesting. We were talking about segmentation. So as the name said, the segments are a very good way to do it. I will just show you two more things, and after I will leave room for the questions. So into the not the basic version, but in the version, what is also accessible is the A/B split test. So you can start to run a test, and then you can save. Okay, so I want to. The test is run on the clicks. On the clicks on open. So I have two versions, for example, of the object or my subject. I'm talking about object, but subject. I have two versions, and I want to send the remaining of my list to the one that has the best click-through rate. So once the people have clicked on to open my emails, the ones that are clicking on my invitation. So the ones that have done the job the best to convince them to come to this sale. So you can do that, and you can use it. You can move the ratio. You can have different things, and you can also change the visual of every email. If you, for example, if you say, okay, so I will put my form into the top, and I will put it in pink, and then I will put my form in blue. Which one is having the most click? You can also make some changes into the design of your newsletter. So this is basically what is an A/B split test. The other thing that is interesting is the automation functionality. So this is rappel événement. So this is a reminder. So what I will do is I will, a little bit like what I was telling you. So when someone is subscribing to my list, I will wait 15 minutes, then I will send them an invitation to the event. I just want to make sure. You can also add manually contact to this list. For example, you have your major list, and then you want to add a specific group of contacts to the whole event, so you can add them manually also on this automation, on this flow. So I will wait 15 minutes, then I will send them an invitation. Then I will wait a week. And if the contact, for example, have clicked on my invitation, I will send them an email to say, oh, we're going to be very happy to see you. And if they haven't clicked, we will send them an email different telling them, oh, I think you might have not seen our invitation. So here is the information, and we invite you, so you can make a different follow-up. And then wait 3 days, and then same thing, teaser for a contest or something else. Thanks for subscribing. We're excited to see you, or this is the last chance to register for this event. So automation, what is it interesting for? If you have a series of tasks that are you have to do on a regular basis. So it's either heavy on the resources, or it's heavy on the time that you need to, and it's repeating. You need to send the same content at the same period to the people on your list, different people. It's interesting to put it as an automation, so you can use it. We have a basic automation that is available, and we have more content. Here is the trigger. So you have the list and the email that I've sent, but you have more content available through this automation function. But I won't talk too much. I won't talk about the contacts. I won't talk too much about the forms either, because it's something that you're doing through Yapla. The campaigns we've seen a bit. The dashboard is things that can help you do interesting, manage your senders, invite users to collaborate, and the help center. So things that would be good reminder for you to do. So unless there is, I think I'm done for the moment. I don't know if Mathieu, you have some specific question.
Yeah, there's a couple questions I think would be nice to address. The first one was in regards to the possibility to have models for the ones that you had in the previous system and are transitioning towards the new cake mail. So we will be in contact with you in regards to that transition. If you already have models within the old tool that Yapla was offering and still offering for a period of time, and we can look into this with each organization specifically to see how we can better transition that. Same thing in regards to the transition. Everyone will be aware when we are doing that shift. You will have time to work on that transition, so don't worry about being stuck with the new system, even though it's not being stuck, because it's a great system and it adds so much more to what we could do before. But there will be a period of transition where our team and CakeMail's team will be there to assist all of the accounts that are currently using the old tool in order to transition to the new one. And everyone will be aware when we decide to no longer give access to the old one. So it will not be a surprise. Don't worry about it. We'll be there to help you out. Another question that was interesting is maybe in regards to creating tags. So we know that the interactions with Yapla systems are creating tags automatically, but if I want to create tags from scratch, where would we need to go to do that?
So if you want to, you mean if you want to list, I'll just go into my system. So it's both. If you want to create a series of tags, I can go into my tag library. So I can create my different. So for the Congrès XYZ or fundraiser, so I created my tag. So bakery event June, and I can create my tag.
Okay, great.
So then when I'm in my contact list, for example, no matter what the list I have, for example, this one, I just can add into my here. I can add the tag, add or remove tag.
Mm-hmm.
So I can here, bakery event June, I can tag, but I can also, while I'm in my list, I can also create a tag.
Okay.
So I can event July, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So I can create right now
straight
and
from the list.
exactement. So
Nice.
after I can group those tags, and again, I said you can use that for segmentation, or when you want to know where which people have participated to what event.
Thank you. There's another question, and that might be a bit more technical, so we might have to go into a meeting with the organization to look into this further, but I think it's nice to address it for everyone. You mentioned something about deleting contacts within Cake Mail. And with our previous tool, the rule of thumb was to never delete a contact, because since Yapla is getting synchronized into Cake Mail, if we delete a contact in Cake Mail that is still in Yapla, it will simply just add it back into the system. So the best practice would be to put them in the, I can't remember the name, but the no sender list.
Yeah, exactement. The suppression list.
The suppression list.
And it's both ways, because Yapla is gonna sync the contact, but Yapla won't sync the contact that are like already deleted in the list, in the if the person was using the previous email tool.
Okay.
So this is important, like for those, if you were using the the other tool, previous tool, and then you had a list of clients that are deleted, it's important to put them in the suppression list. So you make sure that no one will be sent to, and the Yapla team will help you do that if you have any question, because it's a good idea. Because if you had your first event, you start to send to a lot of people that didn't want to receive, your results will be impacted and your reputation is going to be impacted. So it's not, you need to be very careful about that.
So within the old tool that we were offering for newsletters with Yapla, it would be, the best thing would be to do an export of all the hardbounds and every non-valid email addresses that would create more bounces in the new system, so that we don't pollute the newsletters that we're sending now.
Exactly.
Nice. Now, and that's, I know there's documentation that will be provided with the presentation, but the big distinctions between the different plans with Cake Mail, you mentioned there's the automations, there's the A/B testing. If we want more information, I guess we can all get that on Cake Mail website with a partnership with Yapla.
Yeah, and there's some, exactly. The most obvious things, it's exactly what you name. Again, what I was talking about the smart templates and the templates. I don't know what kind of tool, and this is, and you've seen it, this is a block tool, so very easy to use. And the templates that we're providing, they're tested to go in different size and different colors. So this is a very this is a very nice add-on to use, and the contact will be synced with Yapla. So this is going to be for you. This is going to be transparent. And then you can make a difference between the one that you want to send newsletter to, the one that are members of organization, and it's only like official communication. So you can tag them and segment them in different group while keeping them in the same list. So this makes things interesting, and you're going to be able to follow up on each communication that has been sent to everyone. So this might be interesting too.
Great. Well, like I've mentioned, a lot of resources and documentation will be provided with the recording of the webinar. So in order to get ready, you'll simply have to activate the Yapla newsletter tool. For now, it's called Newsletters Beta, but it will soon be the official newsletter tool, and we're so looking forward to that. If you have any questions, feel free to get in contact with our team. There's the support team, there's the professional service team. If you're looking for something that is more structured and provide more direct assistance with your organization, complete your information. The different steps that Isabelle presented to start the integration of the Yapla newsletter tool. Do the first steps, make sure that you provide your brand information, your colors. It will really transform the way that you're creating your newsletters with Yapla and Cake Mail. Set up your first email, create a campaign, your lists, segmentation, do some tests, like Isabelle said, test everything.
Test. We never test enough.
And you'll be able to visit the different resources available to you. So yeah. There's the help center from Yapla, but there's also the help center for Cake Mail. There are,
and we also have a bit of information here. So this is a blog article, 10 email types to test, and when you click on Learn More, you access the article. We also put a bit of information on the case law. If you have any questions, again, it's easy: consent, identification, physical address, and unsubscribe link mandatory. So you have information here. And we have 2 guides, resource to learn more about email marketing for NPOs. So we provide 2 guides also that we've published on our blog. So it might help you also to have ideas on kind of content and kind of campaigns to send.
So yeah, we've addressed pretty much all the questions already. We can maybe wait a couple minutes to see if there's more, but I think everything has been answered. Like we've said, if you have any questions, feel free to get in contact either with the team at Yapla or the team at Cake Mail. We are both working together, so we communicate between the 2 teams to make sure that if there's an issue in regards to Yapla or Cake Mail, it will be addressed and everyone will be aware. So looking forward to work with you and assisting people to transition towards our new tool. Thank you so much, Isabelle, for the presentation today. It's been great having all that information. And for everyone watching this video, thank you for being with us. And if you have any questions, make sure to get in contact with us. We'll be more than happy to assist you.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.